Well, this is definitely the way to travel. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in Dorchester, in Dorset. But it's not Dorchester I'm going to explore today, because I'm off to Weymouth. I'm going to enjoy another day out at the seaside. I had a really enjoyable time a few weeks ago, going to Walton-on-the-Naze and Clacton in Essex. So I thought I'd try another seaside resort, and I've chosen Weymouth. Just left my Airbnb accommodation. I found an absolute gem here in Dorchester. So convenient for the town and for the railway station as well. I do like Airbnb. Got so many properties on offer. You can actually stay in the part of the town or city you actually want to stay in. It's absolutely brilliant. They haven't paid me to say that. They're my own personal thoughts. But come with me as I go and have a day by the seaside in Weymouth. I've arrived in Weymouth. I haven't been here for about 30-something years. I came here on a day trip from Bournemouth once, back in the, I think it was 87 or 88. It's absolutely lovely today. It's just sun is shining, just as it was in Walton the other week and Clacton. This is quite, oh, lovely. I think I'm going to have a great day today. The railway station is actually closer to the beach than I thought. It's only a few, must have been 100 yards or so. That's amazing. But since I've walked onto the beach area, the promenade, I met with this fantastic clock tower. It was erected in 1887 to mark Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, and it was paid for by public subscription. It was manufactured by a company called Gilet and Johnson of Croydon. They were a bell foundry and clock manufacturer. They also made the clock at Selfridges in London. Oh, and Braintree Town Hall as well. But let's wander down the promenade and onto the beach and see what delights Weymouth has to offer. I do like to be beside the seaside. Well, I just made my way down onto the beach. Oh, lovely. And it's so calm today as well. I don't think I'll get my feet wet today. I'm not going to go in or get too close to the water. I got my feet wet in Walton and Clacton the other week. It's lovely here, and out at sea you can see the cruise ships. I guess at the moment there's no cruise ship industry. It's all on hold because of the old coronavirus. Hopefully the industry will resume. We're still right at the end of June 2021 right now, so still a little long way to go before restrictions are lifted, but hopefully they will be very shortly. Because between you and me, I don't think the British people will take much more of this, especially when their summer holiday is at risk. But no doubt when you watch this video, the events of the next 4 or 5 weeks would have gone past and we will know where we are. But at the moment it's all very, very difficult to plan anything. Hence having a staycation for a few days down on the south coast here in lovely Dorchester, or Dorset. It's county of Dorset. Absolutely lovely. Let's just hope the weather stays like this for a few more days. Fingers crossed. I do like about visiting towns and cities is I always tend to discover something quite unusual and different. Let's cross this road, get run over. And here in Weymouth I have something quite unusual. It's an old bathing hut. Now this one dates from 1789, and this one was used by George III when he came here on holiday. He actually holidayed in Weymouth for, I think, 14 years, between 1789 and 1805. And they've got a statue of him here as well. Looks quite magnificent in his robes, all nicely painted. There are a few buildings in Weymouth which claim that George III went to, and I think given the fact that he came here so often, it's hardly surprising that the local pub and the church and one or two of the hotels and inns welcomed the king. I guess it'd be good for business to know that the king once stayed here. But let's continue walking around the town and see if we can discover any more little delights. But looking at this bathing hut, it really is rather, yeah, rather interesting. Just walked past a pub called the Black Dog. It used to be called the Dove, but back in 1621, the landlord acquired a black Newfoundland dog. And it seems that the name of the Black Dog has remained with the pub ever since. It's also the site of a couple of murders back during the English Civil War. A man called William Courtney was staying there. He had a large collection of coins, £288 worth of gold and 12 in silver. And the landlord, John Childs, decided to rob him and killed him and threw his naked body into the sea. His body was discovered and he was recognised, and Charles was arrested for his murder and subsequently hanged. And then there's a story of Richard Hawkins, a known smuggler. Well, he was whipped to death in front of the fireplace in there back in 1758 by John Mills and Richard Mills Sr. It turns out that the Mills were part of the notorious Hawkhurst gang, and Richard Hawkins was innocent. The street I'm walking down is St Mary's Street, and on the left is St Mary's Church. It's actually the third church on the site, and it was built between 1815 and 1817. The first rector was Walter Harvey, and he was appointed in the year 1299. It's also been frequented by King George III when on his numerous visits to Weymouth. And there's even a royal pew in there as well, up on the balcony.
Of course you turn right in it.
Let's walk down a little further towards the inner harbour and see what else we can discover. I'm really liking Weymouth. It's really rather nice here. Just around the corner from the church is the on Edmund Street. It's the former RAFA Club, the Royal Air Force Association Club. It's now public toilets here in Weymouth. But it's rather interesting because up on the side of the wall is a Civil War cannonball that's been lodged in the wall, in the masonry. The Weymouth was a centre for the English Civil War, and quite a few battles and skirmishes took place here between 1642 and 1645. Far too much to go into on this video, but hopefully I'll discover a little more about Weymouth and the English Civil War on this visit, or perhaps on our next visit. So I'm certainly going to come here again. But it's quite interesting looking up and seeing the cannonball just lodged up on the side of the wall. Weymouth is throwing out quite a few little surprises. And I do like these little surprises when I walk around the town. It just adds so much more to the day. It's quite delightful walking around down here on the harbour. Got the River Wey on my right hand side, and across the other side of the river is Weymouth. And it turns out that I'm actually in Melcombe Regis and not Weymouth. So I wonder, when did Melcombe Regis adopt the name Weymouth? So it's all part of one town. I must find that out. But if you happen to know, just drop a comment in the comments section below. I'm actually walking down the site of the old railway line, because there used to be two stations here in Weymouth. The main one which I arrived on, and this one down here, which was the Quay station. The railway came to Weymouth in 1857, and just down here is a platform which closed for trains back in 1999. But they still kept the original platform. How bizarre! How bizarre! Photographs and old video films of trains coming down the quayside here, and looking at the amount of room there are for cars, there was even less room for a train. You see pictures in Vietnam and Cambodia and places of trains going through narrow streets, and yup, Weymouth did as well. I can't quite imagine trains coming down here, but they used to, and it's quite delightful. Walking down a railway platform, you've got cars on one side and a river on the other. What a great place to get off a train, right onto the seafront. Weymouth really is throwing up a few surprises today, and my intuition tells me that there's at least one more to come. So let's try and find it. They've even got some remains of the old railway lines here. Just a reminder that the trains used to come down here. That's quite, yeah, it's quite nice. I hope they don't dig them up. They've dug them up, I think, last year. I remember reading they dug all the railway lines up that's on the road that I've just walked down. So hopefully they'll keep those there as a little bit of Weymouth heritage. But also here is the Pavilion Theatre. It opened in 1908, and up until 1954 it was known as the Ritz. There was a fire which damaged it extensively in 1958. But now I'm going to head up towards the beach again and do some seaside things like I did in Clacton and Walton-on-the-Naze. Oh wow! Little plaque here to the Normandy landings, the D-Day, because the American troops were stationed all along here, and 145,000 vehicles and 500,000 men departed from here on the evening of the 5th of June 1944 in order that they could land on Omaha Beach in the early hours of the following morning, the 6th of June. And there are lots of old photographs of all the GIs in Weymouth, in their embarkation points, and troops on the beach. And wow, hasn't it changed? But some are up here. There we go. Let's cross this road. I'm going to get run over in a minute. Wow, there's amusements over there. Look, quite fun. I haven't ridden a gallopers for ages. Not since I was a kid. So I think it's time I was a big kid again. Let's go have a go on the gallopers. Wow, that was great fun. I've not had so much fun for ages. But I think it's time I found something for lunch. So, do I go for fish and chips? Or fishless chips, as I had in Walton-on-the-Naze? Or something else? Let's see what I can find. I treated myself to a portion of chips and a bacon sandwich. I do like a bacon sandwich. I do like a portion of chips as well. Found a nice little kiosk next to the gallopers. Didn't fancy walking too far to find fish and chips, so I thought I'd have something different today. But I enjoy the gallopers. I've been on them for years. Brings back so many happy memories of seaside holidays. It's just the best place to enjoy the gallopers. And a portion of chips. Can't beat a portion of chips. You can't beat a day out at the seaside either. I've really enjoyed my little walk around Weymouth. Well, Melcombe Regis, as I'm currently in. Yes, I'm in Melcombe Regis. I haven't actually made it to Weymouth yet. That's on the other side of the river. So I'm enjoying Melcombe Regis. And my chips. Ooh, I do like to be beside the seaside. The words of that famous song. There's so much happening at the seaside. Got people walking around, you've got entertainments, beachside things and kiosks, and hopefully we'll find an ice cream. I've got a Mr. Whippy. Went for a double cone. I had a single cone in Clacton the other week and it melted all over my hand. So I thought, well, if I go for a double cone, I'll get more if it starts to melt. Oh, I can't beat a Mr. Whippy. One flake instead of two. I thought two would be too extravagant. I think one's enough. Only cost £2.80. The single scoop in Clacton was £2.50. So I think I've done quite well actually. So the best place for ice cream, price-wise, for Mr. Whippy, is Weymouth or Melcombe Regis, because I'm still in Melcombe Regis. But I think I should head across the bridge into Weymouth and see what we can discover on the other side of the River Wey. Most of my ice cream melted all over my hand. I guess I shouldn't have ice cream on a hot sunny day, or if I do, maybe I should find some shade. Oh, I went everywhere. Never mind, never mind. I'm finally crossing the bridge from the Melcombe Regis side to the Weymouth side. This bridge is rather splendid. It was built in 1930 and it's a bascule bridge, same as Tower Bridge in London. The central road opens up at in the middle, and the two sides sort of raise up. It's quite fun to watch. But the whole area is the borough of Weymouth and Melcombe Regis. I did go into a shop and find some elderly locals and asked them when the Melcombe Regis side actually became the Weymouth, actually became known as Weymouth. And they're saying somewhere in the 1800s. So I'll have to investigate that, but if you happen to know, then just drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know. Just walked past the pub called the King's Arms. It's where George III stayed when he came to Weymouth back in 1789. And it's still open, serving food, and people are sitting outside. And the sun's come out again, which is great. It's rather nice down here. It seems to be the little upmarket area down here. And Weymouth is the well, the other side of the the River Wey is the touristy side. can imagine walking down here back in 1789, looking at these old bay-fronted houses. Just imagine the old fishing boats, the wooden boats in the harbour. It's really rather pleasant, really rather pleasant down here. To travel on a rowing boat on the River Wey. How about that? Oh, this is lovely. I've done the Thames ferries before, but never on a rowing boat. It's lovely.
Genuine, original, authentic ferry. Thank you.
Lovely, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, that was unexpected. That saved me walking all the way around again. I've been on a rowing boat for a long while. Did try sculling when I was younger, but can't beat being rowed across a river. Anyway, this is where I end this video from Weymouth. Yep, I'm back in Weymouth on the north side of the River Wey, and this is where I end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe as well. And I'm losing my voice, so I can't really talk much more. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you for another adventure on another day.